Hi, welcome back to Quarter Life Problems with Mel. My name is Melanie, and I created this podcast to have a safe and creative space where I can just ramble on about topics that I might not always have the opportunity to talk about. I know I've been gone for quite a couple of months. Truly, that was not the plan. I was having a bit of an existential crisis, and to be honest, I've been struggling with my mental health. So yeah, every day is quite different for me, and it's just a work in progress. I hope to continue this on and not leave again. I had a couple people like tell me like, "Hey, like what happened to your podcast?" So I was like, okay, I need to get back to I need to get it together. Like seriously. And so yeah, I needed to get my life together, compose myself, and lock in for a minute before I got back on. But now that I'm back, for today's topic, I wanted to talk about my mental health journey and how it's taken a toll on me, but I also wanted to talk about new changes in my life that has helped me readjust and how I'm trying to get my spark back. I'm going to try to make this podcast a little bit more structured, and it might be on the shorter side, but yeah. So we'll see where this goes. We'll see kind of what I plan ahead for the future. So yeah, let's get started. Since I can remember, I think I've had anxiety since probably 10th or 11th grade. It was something that I never really knew about or more so understood up until I went to the doctor. I remember that I had a couple of anxiety attacks and I told my mom about it and we decided to go to the doctor to see what was going on. So yeah, obviously everyone has had some form of anxiety in their life. I mean, it plays out almost in every single situation you may be in. You may be socially anxious to go to a party or a family gathering or meet with someone that you haven't met in a long time. You can be in situations that may be triggering to some traumatic experiences or anxious about driving, how your day will look like, an exam, and so much more. I mean, anxiety really just hangs on to you, and it all depends kind of how you take control and ground yourself. Anxiety can really just take a toll on you and affects so much of your life. For me, ever since I knew and understood what anxiety was, I've been able to understand how to control my emotions and gather myself in situations I may not always feel comfortable in. Although, let's be real, it can take over you mentally. For the past couple of years, I've been okay, I think. I mean, anxiety is literally always going to be there and up and running and ready to just hit. The last time I had really bad anxiety that I even got depressed was freshman year of college. Man, was that a year for me? I was going through so much. I had moved to Davis, was alone in the dorms. It was COVID. I had no friends. And on top of that, I got a concussion. Like, what more could happen? Really, the only people that knew and understood that of like what I was dealing with were my parents. But is it weird that ever since I have felt embarrassed or more so feel like my mental health or well being is a burden? I feel like my whole life I have always been this independent person. I hate asking for help. I am stubborn and I feel like as much as I can tell my parents, family, or friends, I don't want to burden them with any of my problems. I mean, I literally gas myself into thinking that I don't have the right to complain or ask for help or feel this way because there are people in worse situations or people that are going through so much worse and then my problems are really not that important. So what do? I stay silent, work on my issues by myself, aka ignore them and move on with my life. And I even distance myself. I get quiet and I just try to get on with my life. I think I'm also this type of person where I rather listen and take care of people and whatever comes with them before I tap into my own problems. I mean, I want to see everyone around me be happy or at least okay. and enjoy themselves because in a way it makes me feel fulfilled. But then again, I am also struggling and I hate showing that I'm struggling because I want to be a strong person and seem like I have it figured out, have passions, be successful, and be happy. I don't want to showcase that I'm struggling or feeling sad or anxious because I don't want people to worry about me. And that is the issue sometimes. Within the past year or year and a half, I've been struggling with anxiety, my self esteem, body dysmorphia, and shit, I guess loneliness and sadness. Like, fuck, what more could there be? I don't necessarily want to talk about it all the time just because it is in itself so draining already. I think also because I have constantly learned how to navigate such huge emotions on my own for the past couple of years. I feel like I can just carry that baggage on my own and do it by myself. I know there are people out there that I can talk to, like my mom, but no offense, mom, if you're listening. Sometimes parents are not the ideal people who you want to talk about such emotions. Sometimes I feel like our parents have in itself their own struggles, and also topics on mental health can be perceived differently by our parents. But that's just a thought. And so, again, it's this constant battle of do I tell someone I am struggling or do I tough it out by myself? There have been really, and I mean really low points in my life that no one knows about because I don't give access to that side of me. I think that has to do with how I grew up. I kind of had to mature quickly um, when I was around my cousins. And mind you, they're all, majority of them are boys. I would have rather hang out with the adults rather than my cousins. But I think this also has to do with the fact that I never really had stable female relationships in my age range that I felt comfortable enough to talk about such topics. I wish I had girl cousins I could be close with, but sometimes family dynamics can be so different. Um, and not to be mean, but the boys can just see things differently or hence not even have a care in the world. But that is just my own experience. I was in and out of friendships a lot. People changed, and overall, truly having friendships and like any other relationship, you really have to put in the work and be there for them, and hopefully that is also reciprocated. Yeah, that's what I have learned about myself. As of recently, I have gotten a bit distant with almost everyone. I can tell I'm not myself because I feel exhausted. I feel tired, and like my mom says, I've been lazy. I know that I'm going through a low point because I've been through this before. Last year, I was struggling to see the bright side of things like graduation and finishing my last year of college and my classes and my college friends. I was upset. I was crying sometimes. I was distant with my roommates and friends at a certain point, and it was hard to stay consistent with my routine. I was struggling with the gym and had bad eating habits. I was tired, exhausted, and lazy. I was burnt out. I think I masked it pretty well, but then again, it's this cycle where I know I'm getting into this dark rabbit hole, and now I need to get out of it. There's so much I want to pursue and achieve, as well as just explore. I want to have new hobbies. I want to rekindle old friendships. I want to meet new people and make new friends. I want to find my passions. I want to travel. There's just so much I want to do, but sometimes my own thoughts and overthinking gets the best of me. It's a whole knot of problems all intertwined in which I know I can figure out on my own, but it's just taking time to figure them out. I also have to accept that I won't be the same version of myself every year. I am constantly changing and adapting to new environments. I am growing, and it is such a blessing to be able to feel all these emotions because while I may be having a difficult time right now mentally, I know that I'm growing as an individual and I will be a better version of myself. And it is just constant improvement. So yeah, last year, December, I decided to take a step back. I was feeling anxious and kind of lonely. I was also struggling with constant discouragement from not getting a job and all the above that comes post grad, essentially post grad depression. I was having fun with my friends, but I also felt a bit lonely and weird. I don't know how to explain it. And I think that is what is difficult about me because I don't know how to explain it in the moment till time has passed and I have figured out why I felt that way. In turn, I got back into running. Running has helped me so much. I used to run and swim and dance. So at the beginning of the year, I told myself I wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to achieve a new goal and learn more about what I can do physically. I wanted something that could help me run away from my problems and help with my anxiety. I wanted an activity that I could look forward to and enjoy on my own. Although sometimes it does get lonely doing activities by yourself. But I think for me, it has allowed me to not wait on anyone and also just learn more about who I am on my own. It has also been this form of exposure therapy in a way. Kid you not, 6 to 8 years ago, I would have made my friends my whole world, and I would have been so scared to seek and enjoy things on my own. But nowadays, I've learned that I can't always wait on someone to do an activity together. Everyone has their own life, everyone has their own struggles, and everyone is doing their own thing. And that I also have to get out of that anxious ball and just do it by myself. It's scary at first, but then again, what is there to lose? I've tried watching new K dramas because those are my comfort shows. It is what helped me my freshman year of college. This past week, I logged out of my Instagram because I need to get off my phone more often. I'm reading the second prequel to the Hunger Games franchise because, as you know, I'm a big fan. I am still looking for jobs and not letting it get to me anymore, and constantly reminding myself that life will do its thing and something will come up when it is time. Again, I have no control over this, and I just have to constantly remind myself that it's okay. I've been feeling healthier, and my body dysmorphia and self esteem has gotten better. I have a better relationship with food and have created a routine that physically makes me feel better about myself. It all has been coming together. 3 months in, and slowly but surely, I am feeling better. These are things that I've been currently doing to try to feel like myself again. Further goals I have for this year and the future is to set boundaries and not let people make me feel bad about them. I want to make new friends and have different communities. I want to enjoy myself and not feel guilty about not having it figured out. I want to enjoy fun outings and go to museums, do small road trips, read more often, and stay consistent with my projects. I want to paint. I want to scrapbook. I want to feel pretty. I want to be kind and compassionate and considerate. Overall, I just want to be okay and I want to feel like myself again. And so, this is not like a cry for help. This is just my journey. And hopefully, if you or anyone else you know have felt this way, I hope that this brings some sort of comfort knowing that all these emotions and mental struggles are all completely normal. It is okay to feel these deeply, and it is okay to be by yourself if you need it. It is also okay to ask for help if you need it. There are so many resources out there, and I'm sure that there are also people out there who are willing to hear you out. I know I still have so much work to do in asking for help, advice, or comfort when I need it. So, yeah, please just give yourself grace. I know maybe I have lacked in communicating that or what I'm going through. I have felt immense guilt over so many things in the past year and in the past couple of weeks, but I also have tried to give myself grace. Your 20s are not the easiest. I know I'm barely starting out, but we have gone from going through a structured life of knowing every single detail of our day, weeks, and years to now having to be in this world that is difficult and challenging. A world where the job market's so bad, people are divided, and so many people are still figuring it out. I think no one really has it figured out. The point is to take it day by day and see where life takes you. finding yourself along the way, and then making your own decisions in life. So if you're struggling with anxiety or your mental health, in all honesty, I don't know how to comfort you. Because even saying it's going to get better or you're not alone, I myself hate hearing that. And while I know it'll get better, currently it's rough. But I guess from all of this, what I have learned, and at least a small tip, would be to find the joy in things you used to do. Find new hobbies, make new friends, or learn how to be alone. It is all okay to do. I think sometimes we have guilt over these things because we feel like we are changing and people will perceive us differently. But really, it's just learning from new environments and essentially expanding our horizons. It is also okay to seek therapy or help from someone you feel comfortable talking to. Heck, talk to a stranger, someone you haven't talked to in a long time, and let them have some input or give you advice. Make small and big changes in places where you feel it is not allowing you to grow or change for the better. And it is okay to set boundaries. It is okay to feel all these big emotions. There's no guidebook as to how to deal with mental struggles, financial struggles, relationships, life. So take it easy on yourself. Practice daily affirmations and make the changes you need to help yourself out. This is what has helped me. And I know I'm still working on these things. So, yeah, that was today's topic. And I know it was a pretty short one today, but thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode. It was unfortunate I had to step away, but I hope to continue and stay consistent. Again, I'm not here to give advice or know every answer to every challenge that comes your way. But again, I hope that this podcast can be sort of comforting to those that may feel like you need a friend or you want to feel a little bit less lonely. Thank you for your support and thank you for listening to Quarter Life Problems with Mel. Bye.